I'd like to welcome you all to the 6th episode of The Cog, yeah?
Yes, our
Number
sixth
six.
episode.
This one is going to be fun, I think. Allan Hoffler, we got with us today. Extraordinaire.
Breathe in the gloriousness.
Mr. Deacon himself.
The Deacon. But the concept, the stuff we're going to talk about today is based on, it's related to PTSD, I suppose. Overwork, maybe. We're going to take a look at the military perspective and the police force perspective on like how stress affects someone. What's been going on in the church, by the way?
I think we're in the right direction. We just had a nice budget meeting. The future is looking bright. We got that new building opening up soon. I think sooner than what we expected it's going to open up. Our numbers are growing.
Yeah.
Our mission statement is still being worked on, but I tell you what, I'm excited about the future of this church.
Yeah.
That's
Feels like it's
for
coming
sure.
together.
We are growing. I put a thing out every Thursday on Facebook, reminding people Saturdays and Sundays and the happenings. Well, this happening is the 28th is going to be a quilt raffle after church. But people, you need to get up and give us a try. We are a fast-growing church here in the High Valley. We have a lot to offer. We have several different group ministries going on through the week. There's a new one starting for ladies here, I believe, sometime in the 1st of October. So just give us a chance. Come out and spend some time with us, see what we're about, and see what our foundation and our beliefs are. I think you'll be amazed what we have to offer and where our future is going to lead us to.
Absolutely.
Nice. So, we just had the budget meeting, last night, right? Wednesday night. Yeah, today is Friday, what does that say?
26.
26th of
You're welcome.
September. Don't get old. But, so a little bit of history. I was a soldier. I was in the military from November 1989 through April 2011 is when I retired, actually from the reserve component. 12 and a half years of that was active duty. And I know you guys have some experience. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
I spent 28 years in law enforcement, retired in 2021 as a police lieutenant for the city of Glendale.
I was in the Marine Corps Reserve from 1993 to 2003. I got out right from my unit got activation notice. They found a medical issue. I was also a policeman from September 8th, 2001 to 2015, and I retired as a chief in the wonderful little city of McMacken.
So where did you start your police work? In Wheeling?
I started in Wheeling.
And on September 8th?
September 8th.
Like 3 days before the towers got hit?
It was quite an
crazy.
experience when the towers hit. It was really shocking how me being new to law enforcement, the way things shifted, just like the drop of a hat. Is definitely something to see.
Even us being several hundred miles away, all
Yeah.
except for the one up in Shanksville, PA.
Yeah.
I mean, we felt the repercussions here from it with the gas lines. Everyone thought we was going to be a gas shortage. I mean, gas stations was lined up for miles.
Were they?
I mean, it was unreal. And
Was there a price spike back then? I can't remember.
that I don't think so. I can't remember, but
I think it was just the fear of we're not going to get any.
Yeah.
then all the precautions they put on the
Water treatment plants.
Yeah,
and
water treatment
the dam.
the hospitals. I mean, it was a interesting time there for a while.
That's one of those events in life where everybody, if you experienced it, you remember where you were. My sister called me. I was in California studying language out there. And she called me. It was about 6 Because I guess these things hit the tower at like 9-ish a.m.
I think it started at like 8:46 was the first one Eastern time.
So 3 hours back, that's 5:45. And I think Carrie called me at like 6 a.m., woke me up, and was like, hey, turn on the news. So I turned on the news, and the second tower hadn't gotten hit yet. And I'm watching it and talking to her, and that second plane came in and hit the second tower, and it was like you knew something fishy was going on. Yeah. It's crazy
I mean,
time.
even if I remember correctly, I think the TV stations even shut down for several days. I think the only thing you had on TV was that little fireplace with the flames like you see at Christmas time.
Yeah.
The Yule log.
The Yule log.
Yeah, they completely shut down the Presidio in Monterey. I think most military bases just they
Went on lockdown.
Yeah, went on lockdown. Yeah, exactly. Well, so let's talk about. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of. I'll talk a little bit about my experience, and then we'll just pass the buck along. Okay. So I had in my military career when I was a private, I was in the mechanized infantry, Alpha 27 All Beef. What's the name of the Alpha Company? 2nd Battalion, 7th Infantry Regiment, Cotton Balers, by God, that was the motto. But anyways, the first overseas gig I did was Desert Storm and Desert Shield, and that was with them. And then I went and trained or tried out for the S Special Forces in 1994, and got selected and went through all that training. But I think I was done. Well, I started the training in 1993, finished up in 94. And was on a team the rest of my career. And I had deployments to the Balkans, to the in the Middle East, Afghanistan a couple times with those guys. And I'll tell you, one of the things that I remember that's related to what we're talking about today is the impact of the time. So I don't remember it so much when I was a private in the mechanized infantry. I remember it being stressful somewhat, but it was more from the Balkans on. I had the deployments were a year, and you'd start off gung-ho and finish it kind of wiped out. And so you were...
I think that's any career.
Yeah. So you had this cycle in my military career of where you would go on a deployment and do the job and come home and spend some time recuperating. And I think one of the big things that helped recover from the mental stress, physical stress that was associated with the job was the being back with the guys, Mm-hmm. And but that cycle was kind of happened every time I did it. You'd go on a deployment, you'd get wiped out, you'd come back, you'd take some time to recuperate and R&R, and then you'd get back with the team and start training and getting ready for the next one. It was like a purpose you had, and it just kind of smoothed things out. And in Afghanistan, the same thing. And then the last one I did, it wasn't long, like a year. I came back in 10, and I was retired the next year, so I didn't have that.
So let me address that.
Okay.
What kind of, basically heads up, what sort of transition, when you did retire to the civilian world, did you have?
They had a program that was available to me, but I was gone. Like my mind was just, there was a pride issue here too. Mm-hmm. For sure, pride issue of wanting to be able to stay strong and wanting to be able to do it and integrate myself and figure out, what was going on with me and do a good job in the civilian world after I was out. And so I did have some pride issues, but because they would, I had my sergeant major, God bless him, Kevin Harry's his name, actually would talk to me on the phone, and I had team and an offer. He would offer basically he was offering me a chance to get back with the guys, because that he knew, and I guess a lot of people know, you got to get You got to stay connected. There was a program, but I refused it. That's the end result. And so, to catastrophic consequences, I ended up shutting down.
The reason why I bring that up is because you're up here. I mean, you're a high-speed guy, and you're constantly being hammered. You're the best in the world. You're the best in the world. Best in the world. And then you get out, and nothing.
Yeah.
You're left floundering.
Yeah.
Hey, did you pick up on that, John?
What's that?
Yeah.
The best in the world.
You had a jarhead saying the Army was the best in the world.
How about that?
See, I caught him. He finally broke down and admitted it.
Yeah. Oh, the Marines have their version.
Well, if you want to get technical, I'm just trying to hype them up for the show.
Okay.
You're trying to help me out. Oh, yeah. No, I get it. There's a,
Well, Marines go through the same thing.
I know.
I mean, let's face it. How long have you known me?
Long time.
I mean, you've known my head's this big.
Yeah.
Ever since you've known me.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that is just being a Marine.
We give you a hard time at church all the time about that.
Yeah, you do, yeah. And I also give it back.
Yeah.
MARSOC was, in the Army, well, in SOCOM, let's say, is a umbrella command structure for all of them, including the Marines.
Unfortunately.
Force Recon was
we need to ride somehow. I mean,
yeah, you got to hitch a boat ride to get where you're going.
Shout out to Jeanette.
Right. But yeah, so there was a program that they offered me, and I refused it again and again.
Do you feel that program would have helped, or gave you a different outlook coming out?
I don't know if the right people were there.
That's the thing.
Like if I had the ability to talk to somebody else that maybe I knew, and experienced or at least somebody that experienced similar things. Other than that, it's like I felt like, and part of the reason why I didn't capitalize on those services is because I just felt like, I tried once. I went to Clarksburg. I don't mean to throw anybody under the bus, but my medical support in Clarksburg VA Center was awesome. When I showed up there, but and told it was like your Social Security number was how they recognized you, and it was really military-esque. And so I felt at home there. And when I opened up a little bit to this person that was like he must have been the wrong person. I mean, he was just looked at me like with a blank stare. And I needed help,
Yeah.
And so, I never talked to anybody again.
Did you ever have thoughts of maybe ending it?
Yeah. Not in the sense of like coming up with a plan.
Yeah.
Like I thought about it in my prayers, I was praying about this a lot and trying to recover, trying to figure it out. The motivation was gone, and basically I was pleading with God to give me a purpose again, to help me have something to do, or take me home. That was what I wanted. Either way, it was okay. I didn't want to die. I felt strongly about killing myself, probably because of the way I was raised in the church. It was like that potentially, the way I was raised believing in the unpardonable sin was potentially suicide was that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, there's other arguments you can make about the unpardonable sin, but like I wanted to go to heaven, and so I wasn't gonna do it myself.
Do you believe the health care that's involved with the veterans now, how they're getting thrown under the bus, how they're being left, how they're being disregarded, how they're not being represented by the proper medical treatment? Do you think that was a big reason why you did not go and seek another person to talk to?
I think the biggest reason I didn't go to seek help was, there's maybe two. One, when I was in Carrie's house, just kind of like underground for a year, trying to figure it out myself. Mm-hmm. Time and again, people would come to me, and there was a person that lived in Benwood that I knew that worked in the Bethlehem office, and he kept speaking to me through Little Graham, and was offering, hey, we can help you. You just got to come in. But I never ended up doing it because I knew the guy never served anywhere. And so what am I going to do? As soon as I started explaining the stress of this particular situation I was in, yada, yada, he's not going to understand. You know what I mean? At least that's how I felt.
You can only understand and comprehend if you was actually there yourself. I mean, you have no concept of what, I mean, you two have seen more stuff than I have, but I've seen more than what the average individual has. But if you've not been in our shoes, you have no idea what we see each and every day.
So that being said, when you became a policeman, did you think you would see the things you've seen to the extent that you did?
I would say 70% because I had several years in the fire department, the volunteer fire department before that. So, I mean, I've really got two tails, the law enforcement side and also the fire rescue and EMS side. Mm-hmm. So I probably had a full circle seeing stuff through of what you could probably imagine. Someone
were you an EMT for McMacken?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Then I retired as the fire chief in 2016.
So what was it like being, like when you started as a fireman, to have those leather helmets and had to throw buckets of water instead of hoses?
It was rough. You didn't have to worry about that if the horses didn't get there on time.
Turn those wheels to get the ladder up.
So if you want, I'll throw out some numbers. I did some research.
Okay.
This is at Stop Soldier Suicide. I got these numbers. You're looking at, we lost 6,407 veterans in 2022. We had 22 consecutive years with a 6,000 plus veteran suicide rate. Since 2001, we've lost over 140,000 veterans. And suicide is the second leading cause of death in veterans under the age of 45. And veterans are twice as likely to have a mental illness or struggle with addiction. And we all know a veteran that struggled with addiction. Going to the first responder side of it, EMS and medics are 1.39% more likely than the general public to have PTSD and suicidal thoughts. For the police, more die by suicide than by gunfire and crashes combined.
Mm-hmm.
And fire departments are 3 times more likely to lose a firefighter to suicide than a line of duty death. And those numbers are just staggering. Veterans are at a 58% higher rate of suicide than those who haven't served.
Right there is my point, 58%. The government has let our veterans down year after year after year. I mean, it seems like I said, they get pushed under a rug. If it wasn't for them, we would not have the freedoms that we have now. We wouldn't have the freedom to sit here and do this podcast from our church.
I think it's a resource issue, too.
Yeah.
I mean, and especially lately, cuts have been happening. And
that's twice as many as Vietnam took from us. Mm-hmm. Like,
what was it, 50-some thousand in Vietnam?
Yeah, and we've lost, what, 100?
Over 140,000 since 2001. So we're talking in the span of 25 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean,
I've lost friends to suicide.
Do you think this will work? Like, if the military like incentivized the transition, like,
no,
how? No, I mean, people that are getting out, that have been there and experienced things that
make them counselors, make them therapists, make them like a liaison between the civilian military world. Yes, because they know what you're going through.
Yeah.
They know that camaraderie. They know that pride that you have serving.
I think that's the only thing that will work.
Take the last 6 months of their tour and put them through that class, and then discharge them. Then give them a job in the Veterans Administration, where they can help. I mean, you might have someone from the Navy if you've been in the Air Force, but so what? You both still served our country. Yeah. And should each and every veteran should be taken care of. This is going to get me fired. Before the illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
Maybe come up with a program where you do your 4 years, and like think of it like a halfway house type program. You get discharged to this house. At this house is fellow veterans. They have a house leader, so to speak, but they'll put you through programs while you're at this house. Hey, here's how you do a job interview. Hey, here's a therapist. Do you have an appointment on Monday?
Reintroduce you to civilian life,
Yeah.
Day by day, instead of just throwing you out to the woods.
Yeah, and let's face it, law enforcement, military are mentally some of the strongest people that you will ever know.
There's not a day goes by I'm not on Facebook, and under one of the police pages I follow, there's either no less than probably 2 people per day that's taking their own life out of the law enforcement field.
Yeah, I've lost some too.
I'm not saying it's because of stress from the job. It could be other factors mixed in with it, but it's a staggering rate.
Well, let's talk about some of those factors. Marital problems.
Yes.
Between military and first responders, you have marital problems. You can't just you bring the stuff home.
You try not to, but
It
you
happens.
can't. Yeah,
You bring that negativity home. How's work? It was work.
yeah.
Because you don't want to
Then you get mad because you don't want to talk about it.
you don't want to talk about it. People are getting mad, but you don't want to put that on them.
No.
Yeah, you don't want to take that stuff home. You don't want that negativity in your house. Your house is supposed to be your safe space, and then they want you to bring in that negativity from outside. It's just why can't you need to talk to a therapist.
No, don't. I'll be fine. That's what we tell them.
I'm okay.
I mean, you bring these crisis intervention units in, if you get someone hurt or a local guy gets killed, and they're there for a day, maybe 2
Yeah.
days, and then you're on your own. It should be, you should have the option to continue that if you need to.
Absolutely.
Well, what kind of Mark? I know you. I remember talking to you about your career in law enforcement, and when you were coming to the end of it, the fatigue that set in, and maybe you too, Allan. But can you talk about
Yeah. I mean, you're always gung-ho in the beginning.
Yeah. I was called a hot dog.
Yeah. And
hot dog?
and I let myself get out of hand with my fitness, and that taking a toll on me too. Then when I got in, the retirement plan for the state of West Virginia was your age and your years of service equal 80, you can retire. So mine was 55, but I didn't want to retire just quite yet. But 55 hit me like a ton of bricks. I had hernia surgery in June. Just got back from that in late August. Then late October, I got sick. Then I got really sick in the 1st November, ended up in a unit down in Reynolds, COVID. And I was off work for almost 4.5 to 5 months.
I heard about that.
And the doctor didn't want to release me. They were short and needed me to come back. And when I went back, I just didn't have it no more.
Yeah.
I mean, my job performance probably stunk. I mean, I probably did what I did to get by, because it felt like I was closed up in that car. I mean, I had a tall house. I had one of the bigger cruisers in the county, but I still, I got a job offer to go to the courthouse, and I thought about it, and I had worked a day in June.
Oh, you were security there?
Yeah,
Posted
I was
security?
assigned
The
to
Blue Blazers.
I was assigned to one of the circuit judges, but I had a call in June. It wasn't a bad call. It was just a mentally challenged patient from Reynolds was outside, and I knew then when I got done I needed to put my papers in. And I put them. That was Saturday, and I put them in on Monday, and was out the door by, I think it was August 11th. Then started at the courthouse on following Monday. So I was actually retired 5 days. Then you know what happened. Then I had too many strokes, and I had to give that up.
Yeah.
And go from there. But You too with the stress with the military. I'm nowhere near what that was, bud. You guys, you need applauded. I didn't have that much stress there, but I had calls.
But you did have stress.
Yeah, it's relative, Mark. I
Stress
think.
And it's a different type of stress.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to, law enforcement, it's a super quiet night. Nothing's going on, and then at the drop of a hat, there's a call, and you're going from 0 to 100 instantly.
And you know you're not going to get home on time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, because me and Allan both work one-man cars. It's not like we had a partner with us, and we had to do everything. We had to answer the call, we had to investigate, we had to interview, we had to do it all. But I knew that going in when I took the job, that's what it was. But I probably had more stress in the fire department aspect of it than the law enforcement.
Did you guys have a transition thing with the police forces?
Nope.
To, when you quit or retire or whatever?
No.
Move on to something else?
I don't know.
And that's the thing. You're kind of left hanging.
Yeah.
And you would know with this, too. It's like you're living a life of service, and then nothing.
Right.
I thought I would actually miss it. No, I don't.
I don't either.
I mean, I miss the
I did for a
fellowship
while,
with the guys.
There it is. You don't miss the
Yes.
job.
That's
You
true.
miss the
guy
guys.
you work with.
You don't miss the job.
Yeah.
You miss the guys.
It was a long time since I seen an actual teammate that I worked with on a team, and I went to a birthday party down in Charleston, West Virginia, a couple months ago, and one of my teammates showed up. Ruben is his name, and it was just like,
Reuben James.
bring you to tears, man. Ruben Gonzalez is his name. He has a hard time speaking Spanish too, but
Thank God.
he's a good dude. But yeah, it was just
The
the
birthday
people.
party was no longer there. It was just you and him talking, right?
It was a bromance. No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
it was. It was like you're
Yeah,
there for a
seriously.
birthday party. He shows up, and it's just like, I am now spending the next 6 hours just in the corner talking to this guy.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. And the guy that had the birthday party was part of our lives too. I mean, Larry Carrico's his name, and he was an SF soldier that was a generation before us. And Ruben and I kind of came through the training together. You staggered a little bit, but Carrico was kind of like our team sergeant, the dad figure in the early days, and so it was good to see him too. But yeah, that was. I agree with you 100%. The people, you miss the people, but not necessarily the stress or the job.
No, I mean, I still talk to my chief, Ed, but me and Ed went to school together. So, if I got to talk to him or ask any questions, or if I hear something might happen, hey, Ed, what's going on? And I talk to Gary Myers every once in a while, but that's actually about it. We want to talk to Ralph Taylor a good bit.
I just talked to Dave the other day.
Robinson?
Mm-hmm.
Was he a
Haven't
buddy
seen
of
him
yours?
for a while.
He was
our
my
for a
chief.
while.
So how do we cope with these things?
You know what? We don't cope.
Well, what
we
can
keep
it-
it,
Oh,
keep
we
it bottled
do.
in.
It's just what we see as coping, people see as messed up.
Yeah.
How
A
about
lot
dark
of people
humor?
turn to dark humor, alcohol.
Oh, I know a fire department. They had a bad call. A guy saw something very traumatic, and the first thing they did was took him out and get him drunk. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
First thing you should do is, hey, let's get you to talk to somebody. Let's get some therapy in.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about therapy for a second, because the stigma of therapy is gone. I worked a little bit in mental health. The stigma of therapy is gone, especially for men. 20 years ago, 25 years ago, suck it up, you're a guy, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Those days are gone. You need to talk to people. Sorry, let me look this way. You need to talk to people.
Can't be stubborn. Can't be hard-headed. You got to take the help when you need it, when you got
And
it.
it's okay to be hard-headed.
Yeah, but just take
Yeah.
the help.
Take the help.
Take the help.
And I don't like. I tried therapy. I don't like it. Well, then try again and talk to somebody different, and
Maybe-
find somebody that you're going to connect with.
Yes. Find
connection.
somebody that you can connect with.
And there's different types of therapy. There's art therapy. There's grief counseling. There's just different
Golf.
types of therapy.
Yeah.
Golf.
Golf. And what is
Golf
just like
works.
a cup of
Wish I was
coffee.
better.
A cup of coffee with somebody of that you could trust, that you could talk to.
Yeah. What about
Your minister, your pastor, whoever.
Yeah, let's
No,
go
you-
there. So what can the church do? And what does the Bible say about this? Cast your cares upon the Lord, you know? Why is it so hard, do you think?
Yeah, why can't people do that?
Yeah.
We had this discussion Wednesday morning in Bible study because the people have the concept, I don't want to give everything to turn. I don't want to give everything to him or anyone. They don't want to give nothing, but they don't understand. You're not giving your life up. You're just giving your problems and your worries to God. Let Him take it. You're not giving nothing up. You're just turning a new page in your chapter.
You know, one of the things that I thought helped me some was like after I had it out with God, so to speak. I mean, that sounds ridiculous to say, but you know, when I was pleading with Him to either take me out or fix it.
I kind of like his odds. Sorry.
Yeah,
He's gonna
he's
win.
got the upper hand. But I was searching the scriptures for something that I could like make a mantra of, you know what I mean? Just to repeat it every morning, look in the mirror and just say that. And what I came to, and I don't know how much this like, it helps, I think. It's scripture, number one. And so reading scripture and trying to apply it to your life is important. But here's what it was. Paul said, you know, speaking of the running the race, you know, I've run the race and I finished it and without regret. And there was one day a couple of years ago or a few years back where I read that and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Because Paul, somebody else go. Paul like was, we can edit that out. Paul,
No, I don't think you should.
he persecuted the Christians, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was a Pharisee. He was well educated, and he hated the Christians, and he probably killed some of them.
I'm sure.
He was there at Stephen's stoning, and it doesn't say he threw stones, but he probably did. He was one of them.
Okay.
And so at the end, he says, you know, I have lived my life without regret, and it's a part of Philippians. I'm going to pull it up. I don't have a phone. Mark.
So I have
Philippians chapter 4.
I have a friend, pagan, agnostic, and
Hey,
we
Philippians what?
we were talking about faith
Philippians
one
4.
time, and he said he poses this question to all his friends. And he posed it to me. He says, "Name me something that God created that science can't disprove." And I said, "Grace."
Race.
And he sat there for a minute and went, "Huh." And of all these times he's posed this question, I was the only person where he didn't have an immediate rebuttal. And to this day, he still hasn't rebutted me.
So has he tried to? Is he formulating a way to denounce grace
How can you?
using?
He's
physics
gonna have a
and
long road to hoe.
something?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way he could denounce that.
Yeah. Grace is, as far as I understand it, maybe you guys have a different take. Is a gift, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not something we deserve.
Nope.
We deserve death, but we're given life.
We're given grace.
And that's grace.
I mean, that's a good thing. Everyone backslides at a given point in life. No one's perfect, but you got the chance to have grace, and you can wake up every day and start from scratch if you have to.
Mm-hmm.
Just take one day at a time. That's what you need to do. And pray. I mean, the power of prayers is tremendous. It's powerful. You get up and, I spend 5 o'clock, my alarm goes off. I go downstairs, I get my devotional book, I get my daily bread, I get my Bible. And I'm probably finishing up right around 7 o'clock. 2 hours I spend in the Word with the Lord. And it gives me peace throughout the day. Sometimes you run into an incident or something where you get a little bit perturbed, but starting out in that morning with Him, talking to Him, listening to Him it can't be beat. I mean,
Yeah.
it starts to a wonderful day. No matter if you got 35 inches of snow on the ground or 3 inches of rain coming. It's a perfect day when you start your day with our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Agreed. Let me read this from Philippians.
Go ahead.
Because, I mean, this addresses like all angles of what we're dealing with, what we're talking about. So it says, I'll start with verse 4. Philippians 4, chapter 4, verse 4. Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again. Rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. There's a lot of do this, because then you'll get this, do this, and this will happen in this. Listen to this. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition with thanksgiving present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. So that's the peace you're talking about. Mm-hmm. And this is the thing that we're talking about that it's so difficult to do, just taking this crap and giving it to Him, letting Him deal with it. Finally, brothers, whatever, and here's the focus you're talking about. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put it into practice, and the God of peace will be with you. And so your mornings, kicking it off with the devotion, it puts you right in that frame of mind, right? So I rejoice greatly in the Lord that at last you have renewed your concern for me. Indeed, you have been concerned, but you had no opportunity to show it. I am not saying this because I am in need, for I have learned to be, here's the next one. I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances. I know what is to be, jeez, I can't even make it through it. Give me a second. This is therapy. It's good therapy, guys.
I wish everybody had it.
I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. And here's the crux. This is the kaboom. I can do everything through Christ who strengthens me. And so that's Philippians 4:13. So that seals it all in. When people, come back from or retire or deal with stressful situations in their life, and you're trying to make sense of it, it's where Paul says, I've fought the good fight until the end. I'm ready to go. And I think it's in Philippians, maybe earlier in the book. I'll post it on the video when we do it. But he says, I have lived, I don't have any regrets, is what he said. And so he's talking about forgiveness. And so that's really like, because, when you think back at circumstances and things, and I could have did this and maybe it would have been better, that kind of stuff, that's real forgiveness. I'm sorry.
It is, because that's what God does for us. I mean, no matter what we do, as soon as we figure out that, man, our life, we're turning it all over to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, everything's different. I mean, your slate is wiped clean. I mean, of course, you're still going to have your thoughts about what has happened, but you're there, you're with Him, and He is going to do everything He can to be with you, guide you, love you, show you compassion, mercy, and grace. He's going to be there, and He is not going to forsake you for anything. He will be there day in and out, nighttime, whatever. If you need to get up at 3:30 in the morning and talk to Him, He's going to be there. Open that Bible up and start reading. Just read. I'm sure you got that concordance in the back of the Bible. I mean, whatever you're fighting, mental, alcohol, substance abuse, you can find the verses back there that you can read.
You can find something
that you can read and think about it.
I think part of the problem too is no one ever wants to talk to God till they really need something.
I was like that. I mean,
Same.
and I can tell you one thing: my life has been so. I've always had a good life. I made stupid decisions in my life that got me to a point where I needed to make a change, and that change came from an invite from Pastor Mitch to the men's group.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh man, that's really not my style." I went back the second week, went back the third week. By the time the fourth week, I was hooked and couldn't wait to come back the fifth week.
Yeah.
Then I started going on Wednesdays, and Monday night men's group and Wednesday morning Bible study and prayer group are like families to me. I mean, I've learned so much from each and every person in them two groups. It's unreal.
That's good.
And I've still learned.
That's the problem. People aren't talking to God until they need something.
Yeah, and sometimes that's too late. But if I believe, I mean, I was on the fence for years and finally made the jump over. If you're thinking about talking to God, that's him working.
That's him telling you need me.
Yeah, start talking.
And my favorite saying, when you ask God for your prayer to be answered, he'll answer it. Maybe it's not in the way you think it's supposed to be.
In his time and in his way.
Rebecca always says, be careful when you pray for patience.
Amen.
You don't know what you're going to get.
I did that with Harley. Oh, that was horrible.
I mean, a lot of prayer.
Yeah.
I prayed before, did it the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're praying, you can ask for everything, wants and needs. Wants, I don't think you're going to get much of a response. Needs, yes. But in that prayer, you have to take a few minutes to praise him and glorify him for what.
Simply say thank you.
Yeah, for what he has done for you up until now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just a few words, like Allan just say, "Hey Lord, thank you for everything that you have done for me today, the past, and whatever you got planned for me in the present." Because he's the one that grants that stuff. It's not your boss. It's not the guy down the street. God's got his hands in everything.
Something I've noticed myself lately, I've been saying thank you a lot more than I've been asking.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. Just like, Lord, thank you for everything. And then I catch myself, I'm like, you know what? I haven't really asked for anything. I'm just saying thank you.
I probably asked for guidance more than anything. I mean, I got what I need right now. I'm at the age, I'm happy, I'm content. I got church. I got my friends in church. I got my family, I got my kids, I got my grandkids. I really don't need nothing else. I mean, I'm happy. I don't need to go out and buy a $42,000 razor. It would be nice to have one, but I don't need it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy right where I'm at and content. I mean, if I could come here 7 days a week, preach, and go to little group ministries and do this, hey, bring it on. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Maybe every other day, because it takes time to get a sermon together.
It does. For sure.
So for a second, how about all three of us? If you go out to eat, where do you sit?
With my back toward the wall, facing the door.
Yeah. I seek out corners.
You know what that's called? Anxiety.
Anxiety.
You just don't even realize it.
No, I never put that together. Never put that in with that. No.
Could be good planning.
Why? Why do you do that?
Because you can monitor who's coming in
Yeah.
and who's going
Just in
out.
case
Do
something
you expect
crazy
something to
happens.
happen?
Training says you never know.
That's anxiety.
I'm not arguing with you. Like I said, I just never put anxiety to that situation.
Right.
I mean, even at McDonald's, I do the same thing.
I got a thing with time. If I'm 10 minutes early, I'm late. I should have been there 15 minutes early. And that's from the military. I don't know how Jeanette does what she does. I have to lie to her about the time I have to leave so I can get somewhere on time. But that just time, something as simple as time gives me anxiety from the military.
I think the military develops culture with you. You know what I mean?
There it is. So now we're yanked out of the culture and you're floundering.
Yeah. Like the initial indoctrination is like they tear you down and rebuild you up from scratch. Right, that's the whole plan.
Mm-hmm. And Mark's been through the academy.
Yeah, very similar experience. I think.
It's similar, yeah. I loved the academy.
I didn't mind it, but I was happy when it was over.
Well, this is going back to what you said. I had structure. I knew where I had to be, what time, what was expected of me. I got back in shape. I loved the academy.
They fed you well.
I knew how to play the games.
Well, yeah, because you was
I was in the
you went through
military.
boot camp.
Yeah.
I went to the academy as a 30-year-old. I mean, I heard the war stories and the horror stories from the hill, but I didn't mind being there. Just being away from your family. That's what stinks, and
What's the hill?
that's what they call it.
The academy sits
Sits
on
on
top
the
of
hill. I mean, I missed my son's senior year of basketball, which stunk.
That's down in.
No, I take that back. It was
Institute
my
down in Charleston.
daughter Katie's senior. Just got out a couple weeks to see her graduate.
So let's talk about what can we do when we have these issues, like coping skills. We have dark humor. People turn to alcohol or drugs. But what about some positive stuff, like hobbies?
Yeah, gaming maybe.
Yeah. Like I play Dungeons and Dragons almost every Saturday. That's my time away. That's my
Man, that's old
decompression
school. I
time.
remember that out in the 80s.
I'm old school. Like I didn't wait till Stranger Things to start playing. I played. You know what I mean?
But I did a lot of hunting. Our family did a lot
Hunting's
of hunting.
another one, yeah. Communing with nature, putting food on the table. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Played Destiny 2 with family, Kevin and his boys and Carrie's boys. So we had a full raid team.
Painting.
Painting?
Yeah. Jeanette paints. Like we had a huge argument about, hey, you have all these hobbies and I have nothing, and like
You want to paint my bathroom?
No, I meant as
Okay.
in like I said no problem. I went to Walmart and spent $150 on paint stuff. I said, here you go, you're a painter now. And she painted that picture back there.
Nice.
But I think you have to have some sort of coping skills. Even if something as simple as, like, we know it as combat breathing, but deep breathing. You're starting to have some thoughts, take some deep breathing, and that'll give you a second to reflect and maybe change that direction of where you're going.
Count to 10.
Yeah.
Think about it. Then, if you have to actually sit and count to 10 and think about it, it's the wrong move to make them in the beginning. I mean, just like, oh man, should I take us to steal this candy bar at the grocery store? Count to 10. If you got to count to 10, then it's not a good idea to do it to begin with.
Yeah.
Plus, you want to do up to a year in jail for a Reese Cup? I sure the heck don't.
Right.
Leadership. Leadership really needs to get their head out of certain parts of their body when it comes to some of this stuff. You need to pay attention to your guys. And this goes for all walks of life, not just, let's take law enforcement and first responders and military out of it. If you're a boss or in a role of leadership somewhere, pay attention to your people. If you had, like in law enforcement, if you had a traumatic event, why is your supervisor not pulling you in and say, hey, let's talk? Are you okay? Now, if you shoot somebody, first thing he does is show up, take your gun.
Yeah, on that.
Yeah.
But now, if you was in an accident where a young baby or a young child was killed,
Yeah.
you might not even see your boss until the next day when he comes into
Right.
work.
Pay attention. Even if it is the next morning. But the first thing he should do when to call you as soon as he gets in is like, hey, I want to talk about last night. Are you okay? We have resources available. And at the flip side of that, you have to be honest with yourself and be honest with your leadership. Yeah, I'm not okay.
I think that resource has come a long way
Oh, it has.
in the last several years compared to when I started in the mid-'90s.
But I still think it's inadequate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whoever your leader is, your supervisor, your shift sergeant, whoever it is, needs to pay attention. I mean, they're going to know if something's wrong because of the way you're acting, your actions, and the way you're interceding with your cohorts. I mean, if you're not the same a couple days after a bad call, then that's the first red flag to go up.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Make it mandatory.
Yeah, if I'm not cracking jokes, we're trying to make someone laugh, and something's bugging me.
Yeah, and it really is a two-way street. As a friend, I can look at you and say, Mark, what's going on? And then...
And you have to be honest with yourself.
That's the thing. It's a two-way street.
Take the help when you have it. Take the help when you have it.
And you said you didn't use the resource.
Yeah.
Had you used that resource...
Things probably would have been different.
Yeah.
If you had the right person to
There it
talk
is.
to. I mean, first of all, if you're in therapy, no matter military, law enforcement, fire and EMS, if you need help, they should not send you to a female or a male that has no clue what it's like to be on the street.
I think we're back to lack of resources.
Yeah.
Maybe come up with some sort of training where a department, a person can become a grief counselor for the department, or I don't know. I'm not going to say counselor because that requires college degrees, but someone you can talk to, someone who A, knows what you've been through, B, let's talk about this. Here's my resources I can offer you, but hey, let's just go into the office for an hour, and sometimes you just need a vent.
Close the door and tell your dispatcher to hold all calls.
Yeah.
So what do you think that helps, talking about it?
I think it gives you a sense of like relief. It lets you let it out instead of keeping it bottled up where it's just going to eat you second after second.
Let's say you get a call to a disorderly conduct. Okay, you should pull up. The guy's just going crazy and just shouting and shouting and shouting. Just let him go for a second. Because he just might go, look, man, I'm sorry. My wife just left me. She took the dog. She took my kids. Sometimes they just maybe need to get it out. And you're like, okay, man, you all right? I mean, what can we do? Let's talk about this.
Yeah, remember, they are humans also. But you can tell when you pull up to a call, usually how it's going to go within the first 5 seconds. Mm-hmm. Either you're going to have things going to get resolved, or it's going to go downhill awful quick. But like Allan said, pull up. I don't know how many times I pull up and say, "Oh man, this ain't going to go good," and it went fine. Some people just want to get it off and get it out there.
And a lot of times too, people forget that those police officers are also human.
Outside the uniform in that patrol car, we are humans. We're fathers, we're brothers, we're husbands.
We're churchgoers.
Churchgoers. I mean, we're just like everybody else, but we have a job to do. We are sworn to protect and serve. I mean, there's some bad ones out there. I mean,
and nobody hates a bad cop worse than a good cop.
No, I mean I mean but we know the poop heads in the town. I mean, we know the good ones and
it wasn't me.
The good ones and bad ones, but I mean, you are. But when you're in a small departments like us, McMack and Glendale and Benwood, the mutual aid agreements could really get you too, because you have no idea, because you're not used to that situation. You're not used to that their residence. When you go, you don't know who you're going to deal with. Traffic stops is the worst call you could go on.
So what mutual aid is a written agreement between cities. Like if Glendale will get a call.
If I call for help, I got the cavalry coming.
I'm coming. McMackin's coming. Benwood's coming. County's coming. I would say state, but they don't work past midnight.
But
that's a good agreement.
I mean, you have your calls, but a traffic stop, as soon as you get behind that car and activate them lights, you pull over, man, your senses go out the window. It's unreal. I mean, I go up and down the highway now 4 years after I've been out as a civilian, and them guy can see cops or patrolmen standing with their hands in the window talking.
Drives me crazy.
You just open them up for a chest shot. I mean, stand behind the way you
use your training. I know that's not how you were trained.
No, not
you
at
stand
all.
behind the A post.
Yeah.
Make them look back. All right, moving on.
Well, I think the consensus here is that PTSD is real.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
There are. What would you say to suggest to somebody that's just coming through it and dealing with it? To one thing that I would suggest, and I'll let you guys speak to it as well. If you would call yourself a follower of Christ, then study Philippians chapter 4. Make it a part of who you are. That might help. What do you guys think?
Talk to therapist. Call your buddies. Like if you just heard a bad call or something bad happened in their lives, you better be on that phone talking to them. I got a nephew who's a DNR officer. Fresh, not real fresh, but fresh. He had to do the flood duty up there in Ohio County. He dealt with some dead bodies. I called him. Hey, I just want to check on you. Love you. Just want to check on you, make sure you're okay. If you need anything, to call me. And that's, thanks, Uncle Allan. And that's all. I just want to let him know somebody was there if he needed it. But use those resources. Talk to people. Talk to a therapist. Oh, I'm okay. No, you're not.
If you don't want to go to a therapist because you think you still have that stigma, you're wrong. That's gone. If you don't want to, go to your minister. If you got people in your neighborhood that's Christian, goes to church all the time, approach them. Talk to your wife. I mean, our spouses are just as part of the job as we are, because they live with it day in and day out, year after year. Talk to them. Just let it out, but go seek professional help.
Support group. Like I said, your minister, your deacons, just someone, your church is probably the best option to go to other than a therapist.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have firemen in there, you're going to have policemen in there.
And you don't know. You don't know somebody's background.
No, you're going to have military in there. And go to your minister and ask. Your minister might say, hey, old Jack that sits in the back row, he's been over there. Let me hook you up with him.
Yeah.
You just, like Allan said, you just never know who's in this congregation and what their background is.
That 85-year-old guy walking hunched over with a cane.
Korean.
Well, he's on Normandy or something.
Yeah, like he's probably stacked more bodies than cordwood,
Yeah.
He might know what you're going through.
So staying connected, big part of this.
Talk to people.
Yes.
Yeah. Because the minute, like you're talking about coping mechanisms, one big one is isolation.
Oh, yeah. The second you start self-isolating, that depression's going to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just probably doubled the pressure on you right there.
And something as small as, like, we're all gun enthusiasts. Are your guns in a safe? Because put your stuff in a safe. And when you go to that safe...
And give somebody else the key.
When you go to that safe, that gives you enough time to get up and walk to the safe to maybe second-guess yourself and say, I need to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
If you're there, open up to the Bible.
Yeah.
Like I said, concordance is in the back. You'll find a scripture in there that is dealing with what you're going through. Somewhere along the line, Philippians 4.
Yeah.
I mean,
the whole book of Philippians.
Yeah, there came not be a better
really good
book.
For this.
And you can read that without leaving your home.
Psalm 23. We had
bringing out the big guns.
My senior drill instructor made us recite that in boot camp.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Every night before we went to bed, we had to recite whenever he was on and had the duty.
My captain.
His name was Staff Sergeant McCoy.
Really?
My sergeant lieutenant in the academy. The only thing we got to do, we had to sing Gilligan's Island every Friday morning. That or that, I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle and here is my spout.
Yeah. Oh, those stories for like training, it's crazy.
Oh, I know you got some.
Well, I'll tell you one.
Have you been E-Tool qualled?
I don't know. I don't know about that one. But there was this one time I was in the bunk room. What do you want to call that? I guess our quarters. And it was an open bay. We had single bunks. And we were having a class in there. And the drill sergeant was explaining some radio or something like that. And I had a question. And so I raised my hand and he said, Private Martin. speak, Private Martin. I can't remember exactly what he said, but I was like, drill sergeant, do blah, 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 my question. He's like, Private Martin, sound off like you got a pair. I can't hear you. So I said it a little bit louder. Private Martin, I still can't hear you. Sound off. So I said it a little bit louder. And this went on for like 10 minutes. And to the point where I was screaming at the top of my lungs again and again my question. And finally he answered the question. Let me sit down. It was like an embarrassing
Nowadays,
moment. What's that supposed to teach you?
Nowadays, I would say, just hold on, sir. I'll Google it and I'll get back with you.
Yeah,
right.
Let me talk to GPT. Yeah. How about you? What about the Marine Corps basic?
So you know what Black Flag days are? When
It's hot?
It's so hot you can't
Yeah.
do physical activity. Well, in boot camp, they find ways around that, such as we had an obstacle course in our squad bay. You had to start at the end, go over the top bunk and under the bottom, and just do that. And we probably did that for an hour. The walls were sweating. It was ridiculous. And that was a parasylum, like July 19th to October 15th. So we had a couple Black Flag days, but that one in particular I remember because
they had you working it, huh?
Oh, that was glorious. And then we had the island hopping campaign.
The what?
Island hopping campaign. So Parasant has this wonderfully gifted scenery where they have sand pits every so often. And if you have a rather nasty day, the drill instructors would take you on an island hopping campaign. Because, Marines in World War II, we would do island hopping.
Pacific.
And we're, if nothing, sticklers for history. So we would go on an island hopping campaign around 3rd Battalion. Probably hit 20 sand pits. Yeah.
You were in real good shape when you got back from
Oh, yeah. I mean, I left boot camp running at 3 miles in like 18 flat.
Wow.
Yeah.
6-minute miles. That's good.
That was glorious.
Well, guys, this has been a pleasure, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
It's been really good talking about this stuff and hanging out with you guys and talking about the military and some of the experiences that we've had and maybe some ways to cope with things. You guys got anything else for the crowd out there?
Our U.S. government, please take care of our veterans. They are the reason we have the freedoms that we do now. Do not discard them. Do not throw them under the rug. Please find ways to take care of them.
To your local city governments, your first responders, some of them are not okay. Try to get those resources in place. Something to help them, because they're human too. And second, if you need to talk, I'm always here. Like if you're a buddy of mine, reach out. You know how to get a hold of me.
All right, that sounds good. So this is the COG, Church of God podcast, episode 6, signing off. God bless.
God bless.